Tired of feeling like you're spinning all the plates in your design business and at any moment they could all come crashing down? Are you feeling like you're so close to breaking through to the next level, but those consistent projects still aren't flowing your way? Are you ready to finally take your business from a hobby to 100K and beyond? Then welcome to the Six Figure Designer Podcast. I'm talking all the techniques you need in your design business to start paying yourself, get great clients, and finally break through that 5-figure ceiling. Well, hey everyone, thanks again for joining me for another episode of the podcast. And today I want to talk about something that actually came up just this week, and I thought it was really, really interesting. So you know how we always hear coaches and anybody in the industry talking to you about clarity, that you're going to get clarity. What does that mean? It sounds wonderful, but today we're going to dive into exactly what clarity means and the aha moments that happen with my coaching clients in the Luxury Client Academy just in the first 30 days of working together, because I thought it was so incredibly powerful to see what was happening so very quickly in this program. And I wanted to share that. And instead of talking about that this designer had clarity, I wanted to dive a lot more into what that was, what that meant to her, what that clarity brought her. And it brought a lot of incredible feelings and moments. So I want to get into that. But before we do that, I have a couple of really exciting things going on that I wanted to tell you about. I am running another Rapid Referrals Challenge, and that will be coming up on May 14th and 15th. So if you missed the last one, we had an incredible time. We spent 2 days together, about 1.5 to 2 hours each day. And the reason that we actually had to kick people off the call because they were having so many aha moments. They were having so many questions that they wanted to answer, so many things they wanted to talk about. So we just kept going until I said, so are you guys ready? And at the end of the second day of the Rapid Referrals Challenge, in fact, even at the end of the first day, people were so excited. They were reaching out to referral sources and getting the ball rolling in terms of getting new and exciting referrals in their business. So if you missed the last challenge, I'm running it again, May 14th and 15th. The link to sign up is in the show notes, so go ahead and check that out. We're doing it on a Wednesday and Thursday, and we're going to be doing it a little later in the day this time, just to give some other people who may have missed the first challenge because of time issues, an opportunity to be there. So be sure to check that out. And I have my Naples experience coming up, second annual Naples experience. If you're in the Luxury Client Academy, you get a ticket to the Naples experience for free. But if there's something, if you want to join us in the Naples experience, which is Wednesday through Friday in Naples, I would love to have you join us. There's a lot of information about the experience, again, in the show notes. So we can, I would love to see you there if you wanted to join us, and then you can hear about the Luxury Client Academy. But if you're a member of the Luxury Client Academy, you get to go to the Naples experience for free, which is one of the cool perks. So I'm really excited to see all of my designer friends that I've been coaching with over the last several months. So we're going to be talking about that later on. So I want to just go into a little bit of what happens in the first 30 days of the Luxury Client Academy. There's a lot of transformation, and as we mentioned, a lot of clarity that happens just in the first 30 days. So once you go ahead and sign up for the Luxury Client Academy, we get a date on the calendar for your first call, which is the deep dive business audit. And here's where you're going to have a little bit of homework ahead of time. I'm going to give you a list of all the things that I need from you, and I'm going to ask you a few questions. It's not a lot of time, but it tells me a lot about what's going on in your business so that I can see that information before our call. But it's very interesting on that business audit. We spend about 1.5 hours to 2 hours together because we've already, gotten the information a lot about the financials of your business, some of the frustrations you're having, some of the things that you've tried that maybe didn't work. And it really becomes very clear that there's some holes. And the holes, although you may be peripherally aware, like something's not working, I don't know what's happening, it really becomes very clear as to what's going on. So we start to see some of the holes or some of the gaps in your business, things that aren't quite firing on all cylinders. And we also talk about the frustrations you're having, what you want to do next in your business, what you've been struggling with, what is, continues to come up over and over again where you think you've got it figured out, and then nope, we start over and we start over. And what emerges are really the areas that you want to focus on more in your business, that you've been meaning to work on, that you were hoping to do, and you just for some reason haven't gotten to it. It hasn't materialized. You're just not sure what to do next. And many times, you're missing something, like something's not working, but you're just not sure what, or you're not sure how to fix it. And it just seems like you just keep running in circles and you basically have nothing to show for it. Like 6 months keep going by and you've not gotten traction in this area that you've been wanting to like expand your business into, or get to know certain builders in your area, or whatever it is. And for some reason, it's just not clicking. And I know it can be really annoying, of course, first of all, and definitely frustrating because you feel like you're trying everything and nothing's working and you just don't know what to do. And what happens is, honestly, you just kind of go, well, I'm just like, I'll get to it when I get to it because it's not working anyway. So there's no payback there, right? So a lot of times, and this is what happened to a designer that I just started working with, is that she was just like, I am completely overwhelmed. There's a lot going on in my business. I'm also the principal designer, as many of you are, as I'm finding out. You're in businesses that are in, 5 or less people, which is, the epitome of the small and mighty design business, is that we do a lot of things, but we have to make our time and efforts worth it because we're doing a lot of different things in our business. We might be managing 1 or 2 people. We're designing. We're also marketing. We're networking. Of course, we're always in some capacity overseeing our finances. Even if we have a bookkeeper, you got to keep an eye on all those things. So it's a lot. So many times just overwhelmed because we're going from, you're basically always changing from task to task, changing hats back and forth. Honestly, it's exhausting because, again, you're just really working. You're using a lot of mental energy to keep all the balls in the air. And then, maybe you're wondering, am I going to make any money this year? This designer that I was working with was like, we're getting ready to pay the taxes, and I just pray to God that there's a profit here. Like, I don't want to keep doing this if there's not any money in it. And it was really interesting because, and this may be happening to you as well, is everyone's looking for a profit, but not necessarily thinking that paying themselves was part of that. And so I always want you guys to be thinking you are the most important employee in your business and you need to be paying yourself as well. So that is part of your monthly overhead. So we do talk about that in the beginning, is what is the minimum viable income that you need to have in your business, including paying yourself to keep this business afloat, to keep this business going. Once we have that on autopilot, then we can start to scale it and move into profitability. But if you're not making any money over an extended period of time, we need to know why. We need to know what's going on. So you need to be sure that you can pay yourself on a regular schedule, not this just whenever I get a big check, all of a sudden I slide some money over to myself because I haven't received a paycheck in 6 months. We want to be thinking, what do I need to pay myself on a regular basis every month to also make this a viable business, and a business that will keep feeding me so that I can keep going, so that I can keep growing and putting time and effort into this business. Maybe you're unclear if this is the time you should get an office, or you're not sure who your next hire should be. Should it be a bookkeeper? Should it be an admin person? Should it be a designer? We talk about all these things actually going on in the Luxury Client Academy, but this comes up in this business audit. So it's really, really a deep dive into your business by the numbers, but then also all the extraneous things that are going on in your business as well, all the things that you're struggling with. So this is the time and this is the call where you really get to feel like you have someone that you can talk to about all these things that have been going on in your business that you haven't had a chance to really talk through. This is when you get a chance to talk about things that are sensitive, that you're feeling maybe a little less confident about, or that you might be slightly embarrassed about, because I want you to always feel that this is a safe space. It's a very supportive place to be. And I never want you to feel bad about what you've tried, even if it hasn't worked, because you cannot be in this business and not try anything or just have it be successful 100% of the time. It's not how small business works. We have to be really comfortable with learning, not being great at things, having failures, and then learning from those failures. So I want you always to feel comfortable to say, I haven't paid myself in 6 months, or I've been in business for 10 years and I actually haven't made any money, or I've just broken even. If you're coming to me and telling me that, I applaud you, first of all, for being open and vulnerable. And the second thing that I always say is, look at you. You are still going and you're still looking to improve and you're ready to take that next step and you're willing to put in the work. So I applaud that. So I always want you to feel like you're really in a safe space to talk about all the things that you've been meaning to mention to somebody other than your spouse or friends that you just have never felt comfortable talking about. So that's what we do in that deep dive business audit. And that's really the very first call. And this is where, again, we go into all those questions, those burning questions that you've been wanting to ask. Maybe you've been putting them in Facebook groups and all that other kinds of things. But I want you to be really asking really good questions. And I'm going to be asking you really good questions too. Like, why do you do it this way? What about this? Have you thought about this one thing that you keep telling me you love to do? Why haven't you gone into that area? And we kind of talk through all of that. Because in the end, if you've been in business for a while and it's just a constant uphill battle to a point where you can't pay yourself, you're not sure what to do, the question begs is this all worth it? Should I continue on with this? And this one client that I was working with said, if I did not make money in 2024, I'm closing the doors of this business. I can't do it anymore. I'm not looking to continue having a business that doesn't make money. Now, top line dollar looked really nice in this business, doing incredible work, extremely talented and capable designer. But, it just gets hard. You're just running a business and you're just going after it all the time and you're just running in circles and you're trying to see what sticks. And sometimes, you're pushing money through the business, but you're actually not making any money. So that's why there's a lot of clarity in the business audit, because we really get to see what's happening in your business. Where are you making money? Where are you not making money? And should we continue? How should we move forward from here? So this is where I get a really good sense of what's happening in your business. And, we talked about having moments of clarity, and maybe you're going to learn that what you thought was actually going okay, maybe not as great as I've been telling myself, or not quite as a profitable business as I was hoping it was going to be. But now we know, now we have the information, and then we can move forward. And to be honest with you, one of the things I have found is that change only comes when you're in so much discomfort that you just can't do it anymore. That you're like, I'm not willing to go back to that, to what I was doing, because it's not worth it now. I realize that it's not enough. I need more. And honestly, that is where a lot of the turning points happen. And this is actually a lot of times when I get coaching clients, they're just like, I can't do it anymore. I've tried to do it on my own. I've waited for years to make this business profitable. I've tried everything I can think of. I've talked to all my friends. I've read all the books. I've gone on all the podcasts, and still nothing's changing. And that's when a lot of people come to me. And that's a big turning point. That's a big decision in your business, one that I do not take lightly. But I also take my role in that in helping you learn what's going on in your business and turn things around. I take that very, very seriously because I want to see you succeed. I want to see you thrive. I want your business to be all the things that you've wanted it to be. And I also want you to pay yourself because you are worth it and more. So when a lot of times when you guys come to me and say, I'm ready, it's because you're at that breaking point. And sometimes that's the way it has to happen for you to say, I'm ready to start. I'm ready to put down some money and have somebody help me. So now when you have somebody by your side to help, to counsel you, to help you through a frustrating situation that might be going on with a client right now, or a roadblock that you're finding in your business right now. That is really, really helpful because you're getting real-time feedback as to what do I do here? How do I handle this? I've got this opportunity in front of me. What's my next best step? So all of this happens in the Luxury Client Academy, but of course the deep dive business audit is in our first meeting. And then 2 weeks later, we have another meeting. So our meetings are every 2 weeks. Many times they're one-on-one because we're talking about what's specifically going on in your business. So in the second call that happens, so this is all just within the first 30 days, we learn to dial in some of the focus. And I know so many of you are like, I want to do new construction. I want to do renovations. I want to do light commercial. I love hospitality. I want to include wellness, and that encompasses everything. Well, I'm going to tell you that you can't do all those things at the same time. As much as you would like to think of it, if you're struggling to pay yourself in your business, if you're struggling to make a decent profit, we need to shed all of the things that are distractions, and we need to deep dive focus on one area. So, as it is right now, your focus is limited to when you can network and talk to people and get out there and figure out how to get referrals, right? Could you imagine if you had 5 different types of businesses you're going after? Those are at least 5 different ways to get those businesses. So we need to figure out what is the best place for you to focus for you right now. And that's what we talk about in the second meeting, which is there's a couple factors here. What's the most profitable thing that you have? Certainly, if you're like needing a cash infusion in your business, we're going to go to the easiest thing that can get you out of the mode of we're just trying to survive, right? So we're going to be looking at what's going on in your business right now. Where do you need a cash infusion now, or do you have a few months? What's the most profitable type of work that you can be working on? How quickly can you ramp that up? What's the easiest for you to close? Where is your depth in your network? Where are those people? What kind of work are they doing? And is that in alignment with the type of work that you want to be doing? Where do you have the most experience? What is the most enjoyable? What kind of projects do you want to be working on? This is how we give you that clarity, right? Because we're saying this is what you should be working on, and it's a buy-in. I say we are doing this together. I'm not just telling you, you need to do this, but we're talking through why you need to be working on this area right now. So the clarity that comes which is the click. You sort of go, oh my God, it's the aha moment. I didn't know that I was just, stressing myself out and really pulling myself in so many different directions and not able to get any traction on business because I was doing a little here and a little there. And it's just too much. Like, we need to be very, very focused on what you're working on. So that click happens in the first and second call, and both calls, actually, all that's happening. And so the turning point comes and the clarity comes where you're like, oh, I understand where I should be putting my time and my energy. And I understand why that's incredibly important. And I understand what I need to do and what I need to say. And that what we're focusing on is exciting to me. It's profitable. It's something I want to work on. And I feel really centered and organized, not scattered and overwhelmed. And honestly, here's a big clarity moment. I can do this. I see this as something that is achievable, that is doable. And the impact comes from because now it makes sense. You understand the why. Why am I doing this? Why am I putting my time and energy and focus here? And honestly, I can't tell you how many times people have said to me, but it's so simple. And I'm like, I know, but that's the beauty of it, is that we shed all the extra stuff that you don't need to be doing right now. And we focus on what is the most effective thing that you can do in your business from a time standpoint, from a return on investment standpoint, that makes the most impact in the quickest time possible. And we figure out how you're going to get in front of the people that can have the most impact on your business, that can give you the best referrals, that are going to move you in that direction that you've been wanting to do, that type of work that you've been wanting to do. And we give you the list. This is what you need to be doing. This is who you need to be contacting. This is what you need to be saying. All of this happens in the first 30 days. I mean, that's pretty incredible. And the things that I've heard after just having 2 calls with designers, the things I keep hearing over and over again, this is amazing. I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I now understand what I should be focusing on. I don't feel so scattered anymore. I don't feel like I'm distracted. I know what I need to be doing. I feel like I can do this. Like, it can happen. I'm excited. I'm re-energized about where my business is now going. I can't believe the difference in how I feel about my business. I now have a direction and a purpose. And the funniest one, and the one that I love to hear the most, which is so great, is I'm never leaving you. I've heard this so many times. I have seen the lights. I can't believe I did this on my own for so long. You're never getting rid of me. I'm here forever, which is really fun to hear. And of course, I would love to help you. Obviously, in the Luxury Client Academy, it's a 9-month experience. After that, we certainly can continue working together. But I love to hear when people have signed up for 9 months with me, in the first month, they're already telling me, I'm ready to re-up. It's a great feeling. And that just is a testament to the clarity that you're going to find in your own business just in the first month of us working together. So I encourage you to, reach out to me if you have questions about any of the things that I have going on. If you're curious on how to work with me, if you're curious about the Rapid Referrals Challenge that I have coming up, or if you want to come and check out the Naples experience, or if you want to be a part of the Luxury Client Academy, I am happy to answer any questions you have about any of those things and talk through specifically what's going on in your business, because I know it's very personal to you. I mean, our businesses are a true extension of our hearts and ourselves. So we are very close. It's our other babies, right? Is our interior design business. So if you guys want to know more about the Rapid Referrals Challenge, it's coming up on May 14th and 15th. And the Naples experience again is in June 4th to 6th in Naples. So you'd be coming to Florida and hanging out with me and all the other designers that are coming here to Naples. Of course, I'm happy to answer any questions you have, but if you are an introvert and you don't want to talk to me initially, you can listen to some podcast episodes about these things. So the Rapid Referrals Challenge is episode 88. You can go ahead and listen to that. If you want to learn more about the Naples experience, that is episode 66. And if you want to know all the details about the Luxury Client Academy, you can listen to episodes 70 to 72. And of course, my email address is in the show notes. So if you want to reach out to me directly, I'd be happy to talk to you at any time. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you the next time. Thanks for listening. Take care.